Okay, so okay, okay, test. Okay, so I'm gonna really be completely uh, honest, I guess. But overall, here are my thoughts on this. It is interesting. When I heard before that Paramount, if they get the Warner Brothers, they would probably sell off their gaming studios and then license their IP to other gaming studios. But hearing this news makes me think that won't be the case because if they do a Paramount Gaming Game Studios, they're opening up for possible other options because um, them calling it Paramount Game Studios makes me think that they're saying if this whole Warner Bros. Thing doesn't work out, we still have Paramount Game Studios, and we can focus on making our own games, our own stuff. And if you really want to know like how interested Paramount has gotten for the whole studio thing. I can show you. Um, I can show you. It, no, no, not that one. I can show you this right here. See, this was a older site, an older account, YouTube account, because starting from here, it ends up being this. So I'm guessing whoever owned this was still Paramount, but it was within their like licensing things, Balehouse. So yeah, so this was a older thing. So if you want to know what I'm talking about is they're promoting their older, like they're promoting their older stuff. Oh, yeah, yeah, I saw that. And I think if WB Games and Paramount Games combined into one, is Paramount Games the thing they combine to? Because that makes it crazy, right? Now I'm curious. WB Games, Paramount Games. Mhm. Okay, I just looked it up. They're not combined yet, but they're working on it through like paperwork and stuff. And so it is a thing where Paramount and Warner Bros. Has to actually combine to do this. So yeah, so I did a quick search on that, but this is my overall things. I'm gonna watch a few stuff. I'm gonna watch this.
What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Games that they already have. This is Paramount Games. Another cool thing is Paramount Games is a pretty new thing now because they're announcing this. So that's the reason why I'm watching Paramount Games instead of WB Games, because WB Games has been around for a while. So yeah. Any more news about DC? Let's take improvements. Kevin Smith is one of my choices, but if he wants, I could see Nicolas Cage being interested in it. But I could say what would be really cool is if like McFarlane get was interested in it, because he does Spawn stuff and he owns the rights for Spawn completely. So having ownership of Spawn and controlling DC, that would be interesting. But yeah, but that's not bad. I like the game.
Why is it gonna be so spooky? I'm totally tagging in, bro.
At the end, it's going to show you what room to code. So yeah, this is going to be what this. So Empire City, Ninja Turtles Empire City was probably the one where there's skateboarding. So that might be a thing that's new, that's like brand new that'd be coming out.
You will never give up.
Yeah, that's WB Games, and I go back. I can show you this. So yeah. And the thing, first when they did the piece for that, yeah. This is gonna be a Ninja Gaiden. That's a big thing. Bayonetta, definitely pretty decent. This one is a little more obscure, but like has a decent fan base. They are licensing it, but they own the whole thing. Yeah, that's so yeah. This is a character reveal, I think, for the game. People that play it.
Make no mistake, this is the era.
Don't you forget it!
Like that vendor, but this is the one that made me interested. This one seems really good. Teaser, which means it just was announced, so this is just new that people are actually looking at. Yeah, this is gonna be
On the off chance you're hearing this. I'm out there.
this made me right when they
On
like
the off chance
right
you're
when
hearing this.
right when they right when it started like this made me interested in it because a
I'm
lot of
out
Star
there.
Trek games are more like strategy games.
In the dark.
Like very
I can feel myself slipping. I think it might be too late.
so this made me interested in it. This is a Star Trek game that
There
plays
is no coming back from this.
like scary.
This time, you have to let me go. Lara.
That is not going to happen.
And then this that also made me interested in it because this voice acting was from an actress that was in the older Star Trek, so that makes me a little more interested in it too. And coming soon for pretty much everywhere, including Switch 2. So might be getting it on Switch 2 maybe, but Steam makes me interested in it somewhat because it'll be on computer. So see wishlist now on Steam. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But what are your thoughts? I might end up watching some like reactions to that because that was like really an intense kind of teaser. But yeah, overall, this seems pretty cool. But I'm gonna actually, if anyone wants to join, we've been so overall, I'm gonna share on the Discord, and I'm gonna share it right here. Yes, future people want to join in. Yeah, that looked like third person, which is pretty interesting because a lot of games like that for Star Trek are like strategy games and like adding stuff and all that, like Star Trek like Voyager thing. But first person would be interesting, but a third person would be make it cooler because you could actually see that it's like Star Trek. You can see the character and everything. So there's benefits for everything, but yeah. And here's the StreamYard if y'all want to join in. But yeah. But yeah, that's it's pretty cool. I went to an anime convention before. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but like I went to like E3 before, and E3 was like crazy because there are some anime stuff in E3. So yeah, I did go to Anime Con I think last year. Yeah, so if y'all want to join, y'all can join the live. I still see there's like two people, so other than Hunter, there might be another person, not sure. But yeah, overall this is pretty a, a pretty cool idea that Paramount Games and WB Games might combine, because the news was that they would get rid of WB Games, which makes me think that the talks of them getting rid of WB Games, they just thought it's like, oh, what if we just combine the company so it's one company instead of separate, so then we don't have to get rid of WB Games. So that's probably part of the reason. I think I, because of the lines and stuff, I don't really meet anybody, but um it was cool to see like a lot of the cosplays and stuff. And it was cool to actually, like, I believe I got a few things, but it was last year, so I don't really remember much. But yeah, I'm not a huge anime guy, but what's weird is I got this right here. Is it Jujutsu Kaisen right here? This top, but I got it from a giveaway. Yeah, that's what I got from that. But other than that, that's pretty crazy. And Peter Safran just said that Superman was a commercial success. So I'm gonna probably say that. Reveals. Okay, I did see a quote saying it. So I'm gonna actually show you this right here. So this is from a Copilot search, but like this is what he said pretty much. Peter Safran. Peter Safran has publicly framed James Gunn's Superman 2025 Superman as a commercial critical success, so sitting citing it as a Superman, the summer of Superman, and a key launch pad of the Superman rollout. However, the actual box office performance is more nuanced than factor in marketing costs and so all costs to be about. So it was a success even from like this. It is weird that this is sliding Cosmic Book News, though. That's a little concerning. Why Saffron is selling it now. Saffron upbeat framing comes just days before Super opening, which is tracking toward a weaker start. See, this sentence is pretty negative, and it's a negative thing, but it's coming from Cosmic Book News. So like that's why I don't really fully trust the AI searching thing, because they're bringing in these biased kind of things. But yeah, bottom line, while Superman did make money on paper under the best case model, margin is thin. See, like they're still basing it on Cosmic Book News within this thing. So like it is pretty concerning that these searches don't really look into um how reliable things are. So it is kind of a little concerning at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna click on this right here. So this came out actually June 7. So and this site's more reliable, so I'm gonna do it later. James Gunn and Peter Safran reveal ambitious super roadmap. The vision of the future of DC cinema is officially expanding beyond the confines of our DC. What if Man Tomorrow makes the same money as Superman? That might be not that might be pretty bad, but overall I'm just hopeful for the best for this, and the fact that Supergirl and Clayface would boost up the reputation of DC, it might help out, maybe. But I'd be happy for Man of Tomorrow to do like 800 million, like at the very least, maybe. But I'm just hopeful
We
for
are building the DC universe, not the DC planet.
We love the idea that in 2025,
yeah,
it was the summer of Superman.
Summer
And
of
the
Superman.
movie delivered commercially, critically, audience,
critically,
fans, everybody embraced it. And the fact that a year later, they get Supergirl, and then the year after that in 2027 to have Man of Tomorrow, it's just great that we've kind of built this cadence of films around the super family that we're incredibly excited about, that all feel very different, but are special and unique in their own ways.
Yeah, they really are all different. I mean, even Superman and Man of Tomorrow. So
Yeah.
we get to see different
Oh, he's saying
facets of
Superman, Man of
storytelling with
Tomorrow,
each of
like
these things,
he's
different
saying
facets
that.
of the DC universe, the DCU. And it's been an honor for us to be a part of
I
it
think
and
that.
to help to keep these characters that we've loved since our own childhoods alive in the different media they're able to be in today. We're opening up the universe very explicitly because Superman is Earth-based, Creature Commandos is Earth-based, Peacemaker is almost totally Earth-based, and this is another piece of the galaxy. So I think that we are building the DC universe, not the DC planet.
Yeah, so that's what he said. So Peter Safran, the money person in within the company, said that was a success. So that's pretty good. The expansion follows the breaking success of a film that delivered commercially and critically well, being fully embraced by fans. To maintain the momentum, a clear cadence of film centered around the super family has been established for the coming year, while the release of Supergirl on its debut. While Superman Creature Commandos primarily on Earth, these feel special, unique, and different from one hopes to keep these beloved childhood characters for a modern audience across the stars. So yeah, he did. We creator are planning ahead instead of rushing out the court. The story. Okay. Instead of rushing out the front pieces. Like no UV. So like he does agree that this is pretty cool because this whoever this is does agree, which is pretty interesting overall. But yeah, hopeful for the future, and I like seeing the bosses of I like seeing the bosses of the company confirm that the movie was successful um overall. So that's pretty cool. But overall, that's yeah, I remember that. It was the blonde girl, and it was a casting for Wonder Girl. Um, yeah, that's pretty interesting, and it would be kind of cool where um sort of just like how Amelia Alcock was casted, like was considered because James Gunn was watching House of the Dragon, and this post probably helped make him consider Wonder Girl because it is kind of cool that if it's a Wonder Girl thing and they're making a Teen Titans movie in the DCU, that Teen Titans movie might have Wonder Girl in it, and then that Teen Titans movie could introduce Wonder Woman, you know? So that'd be interesting. And I see there might be some more people here, so I'm gonna click on this. Here's my right here is the StreamYard. If y'all want to join in, uh, overall, that's uh, you know, overall that's pretty good. But so for now, I'm just gonna leave this message here to see if anyone wants to actually because it says there's 4 people. I'm not sure who else would be here. I mean, if Rorschach is here, then that's pretty crazy. But overall, I'm gonna make sure I don't show anything like crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna probably go to. Episodes now streaming. People. Okay. Yeah. Overall, if y'all want to join, the stream mod's right there. Overall, this. Okay, so coming soon would be those, right? And Gemini Man. I like this. Story. So, yeah. So what else you want to talk about? Overall, I'm just excited for all this. All this to be here. Okay. Oh, hi.
Hello there. Finally here.
Yeah. Sorry, like I'm trying to find a good time to schedule like like schedule the streams and stuff, but I think most of the time it'll probably be weekdays, afternoon, like you know, afternoon to evening maybe. But
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, just give me a second. So, how's your day, man?
Pretty good. It's I'm just happy that Peter Safran himself said that Superman was successful. You know.
I mean, I could care less,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. It's understandable. I'm just saying like there's
Yeah.
not much of a debate after him actually saying that. You know.
Yeah, I would much rather if you don't. I mean, you can talk about whatever you want, but I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
personally, I would much rather talk about, I guess, autism because
Yeah. Autism. Yeah. That's good too. Because I did did you watch my stream? My previous stream when I was talking about that?
yeah, I forgot some of this stuff, but I know I'm you and the other person how to talk
Yeah.
about it. I guess
Yeah. Yeah. I talked about like how some people that are in the more extreme side of it, they use sounds to communicate because whenever the extreme sides are more like they can't talk but they understand, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're mute. Do you agree that I guess like people with 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 people with disabilities are I guess dis- dis- disliked the most compared to like anything else like
Yeah,
sex or race
yeah,
or
definitely.
whatever.
Yeah. And that's why whenever like I get like also like some negative things, people calling me like that kind like autistic and all that stuff. Like I get uncomfortable because it's a thing where it shouldn't be that much of like really an insult, but like people treat it as an insult.
Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah, definitely. It's not it. I mean, it's not it should be, even though people claim it as call it like a slur. It's really not, but people do use
yeah,
it in a derogatory way. But
yeah,
I do agree that. Do you agree like the R word is a slur? Definitely.
yeah, yeah. But if it's more if it's coming from like a doctor thing, it's not really because initially uh, like mentally are like within that the doctor thing that's like more of a medical like term, you
Yeah,
know?
but I meant when you're like obviously because we
Yeah,
can like
yeah,
it depends on like how you use it.
yeah,
Even like the N word is simply just like it means black people. So even
yeah,
if you were to use it in a certain context, like
yeah.
it's not like
Yeah,
being
it depends
offensive.
on the context of when it's being said because some people would probably say it say the R word during like court hearings and like the court would determine that as more of a like a technical like medical term, you know?
Yeah, But yeah, even then, that's like, I don't get offended if people like say it. They truly, even if someone like were to like threaten like me, like or something, I won't get like offended by it. I'll just like ignore them. And if
Yeah,
someone talks like that to me in real life, then I'll just like call the cops or something.
yeah, yeah,
But I wouldn't like. It's not. People on online are just cowards sometimes. They
yeah,
like they act like they're tough, but they wouldn't say that in real life or whatever.
yeah.
They would, you know.
Yeah, like school, like I saw it like when I was in like high school, middle school and stuff. Like how people were messing around, messing with people and all that, and like that was pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely. In school is a lot when the bullying happens. Even I myself had a bit of trauma
Yeah,
for a bit because of just how people like are treated, especially if you're ugly.
yeah,
Do you agree that a pretty privilege exists in that people that I guess, um, people who are more attractive are usually treated better than people that are ugly?
yeah. Usually, but there is also a two-sided thing where they would be treated better, but sometimes they're treated worse because they're like some of them are treated like objects. So
Yeah,
it's like
definitely. Yeah.
a two-sided thing. Like they are treated better, but like other times they could be treated worse, and depending on the situation. Because because like yeah, like a lot of times they would be hit on a lot too. So like that kind of bothers them sometimes. So like
Yeah, I agree. I
yeah,
agree that there's some downsides to that, but overall,
yeah,
it's still like
yeah.
overall worse because at the very
Yeah,
least,
definitely. But
at,
like, I would say the perfect one, like the people that are not treated like horrible, not treated like great, would be like people that are in the middle. You know?
yeah, but like the thing is at the very least, even though like being attractive is like
Yeah,
good, it is like I mean bad at some points. It's still at the very least you're accepted in society. Meanwhile, if
yeah,
you're ugly, it's like you're just a background
yeah, yeah, definitely.
character.
Yeah, yeah,
And even in Hollywood, you can even see in Disney that that and this is why DreamWorks has always usually been better than Disney, Pixar, or just Disney in general because, well, it's one of the reasons, but Disney always has attracted people playing their characters, even if there's a character that is historically ugly, that
yeah,
like a real person that was ugly, they would just make someone that's like attractive or
yeah,
whatever. And it's not and you and and what's even worse is that some of these, they don't even have like, they're not even like unique characters. They're not playing the characters, they're just playing themselves. And I think that's happens a lot in Hollywood. Even The Rock Johnson,
yeah.
who is not,
Definitely the Rock. I would say, yeah, definitely the Rock.
yeah, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he's not, when he plays Black Adam, or and then John Cena plays Peacemaker,
Yeah.
or when Jack Black plays Steve from Minecraft, they're not playing their characters, they're just playing themselves.
Yeah, but like the only one I would say is not completely true would probably be like I would say John Cena does mix it up somewhat compared to everyone else, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like he does still play himself a lot of times, but at least he like mixes it up a little bit because Peacemaker is very different than like when he was playing as military soldiers in like action movies, you know? It's a little bit different, but like, but overall, one person that's kind of becoming that is Jason Momoa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason Momoa is starting to play himself sometimes because people are saying that Aquaman is pretty much himself. You know?
Yeah. Um, I saw this one video that was just talking about it, and it explained, because here's what Disney does usually.
Mhm.
and it's not that I hate Disney or anything, but they
Yeah.
always, yes, they're not as realistic. But DreamWorks, we can relate to the characters more,
Yeah.
and there's actually like some. It's realistic and not like a fantasy or whatever. And where like it's not like Disney where, oh, there are no risks. There's people are not going to die. But meanwhile, in DreamWorks movies, you do experience loss a lot of the times, way more often than Disney, and you get a sense that there's stuff that's on the line, which is what makes these movies better.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Disney seems to not want to take any like risk at all, even though like them risking a little bit won't hurt them that much because they're kind of like above a lot of them, you know. So like I would say I always say if I'm kind of tired of the live action remakes, but the one live action remake I would be okay with would probably be like Fox and the Hound, you know, and like stuff like that. Things that are like met like leaning towards more the realistic side, you know, like animated movies that are like very realistic could have a live action remake and be completely fine, you know,
Yeah. Do you
like
see the? Oh yeah, sorry. What?
yeah, you can go ahead, yeah.
Did you see the Mandalorian Grogu movie yet?
Oh no, no.
Oh.
But did you like it?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
A little corny at times, I guess, but it was still. I won't spoil it, but it was
Yeah.
still good. Um,
I heard one thing some people didn't really like is like the fact that like there's not a lot of talking.
I don't know. I can kind of get that. So do you like? Even though you haven't seen the movie,
Yeah,
do you know the gist of what happened, or?
yeah. It's more of like he's about like definitely a bounty hunter thing. So like that's kind of the thing, and like he's probably being hired to like hunt down like a lot of people. Maybe I'm not sure. Because the trailers don't really explain anything. That's a good thing, but at the same time, it's not a. It could be bad because no explanation makes it so like you're not sure if they're interested or not. You know, because that Super Bowl commercial didn't show anything. It was just like him driving.
Yeah. Um, I lost my train of thought. There was more stuff I wanted to talk about the autism thing, but then
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah,
or whatever.
that's fine. Yeah, you
Um,
can come to it later once you
oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Anything you want to talk about specifically?
Yeah, but yeah, but overall, yeah, these days I think people are way more critical, like more like saying that things could be bad and stuff because like pretty much everything I hear like movies that are coming that's out right now, I hear more negatives than positives. Did you do you know what I'm talking about? Because scary movie there's like people say that like oh it's like laugh out loud and stuff, and then other people they would say like um it's not as funny because it's obvious they're trying to offend everybody, you know?
I mean, it is what it is. I think social media in general, or I guess because we kind of I guess hit peak performance and how I guess how well a movie can be made, or maybe not peak, but definitely I guess it's just very difficult. It's kind of like how back then it's a lot easier to I guess make a lot of songs.
Yeah.
I mean people had ideas all over the place, but nowadays it's more difficult to think of a song because now
Uh-huh.
so many ideas have been brought up. So it's just very hard to make a good, unique movie
Mhm.
nowadays. So
Yeah.
what people do now is all they can think of is to do live action remakes and stuff like that, just to keep society sane. But eventually, it it is possible that stories will people will run out of stories eventually. Maybe not like soon. Maybe like after like I don't know. I'll just make a guess, like 200 years or so. Maybe 200 years, people will have run out of like movie. Maybe 1,000 years, people will have run out of movie ideas or whatever to keep people watching. And eventually, it's just and with what technology will become in the future, it's hard to know. And I guess we're
It,
starting to feel like that.
yeah, it's not that like they're they're not knowing like like not knowing like new shows and like new ideas and stuff. Like they sort of are because they're sort of recycling a lot of Shakespeare stories, you know.
Yeah,
So they are, but like the question is, when will people be tired of the same stories? That's the issue. Like, you know,
no one's ever going to be truly tired of it, but it's
yeah,
just like another. Eventually, it will just be another walk in the park. It's like for all we know, they might do a live action remake of um like the Star Wars original trilogy, which I hope they don't do because I would say don't touch that stuff.
yeah,
But they'll always find some way to do things, or they might even just make a modern day. They'll make a modern day version of Star Wars, I guess.
yeah,
I remember I watched in high school. I watched Romeo and Juliet, like the original movie, and then we watched the modern day version, which
yeah,
instead of Romeo having a sword, he has a gun or whatever, and
yeah.
they'll always find some way to get people to watch.
Yeah, I have to point this comment out. Says, what are your thoughts on Masters of the Universe bombing?
Oh, I watched that. I watched that movie.
Yeah,
It was. I'll say. I I went with I went there with my friend, my with an old friend who because basically Masters of the Universe was his childhood,
yeah,
and so I meant He-Man. He-Man
yeah,
was his childhood, and while he did think it was a little corny at
mm,
times and not exactly, um, but here's what he liked. He liked that Skeletor. He liked how Skeletor looked in a
yeah,
Masters of the Universe
yeah,
because the original He-Man movie, Skeletor didn't look anything like him, and the movie was actually pretty garbage.
yeah.
So my friend was really he was very glad to see that movie because it actually was like and again it was his childhood, and they made everything more accurate to the actual story
Well,
for
what
the most
what's your
part.
thoughts? What's your thoughts on like anything that's sort of like made to be cheesy? Should they lean really far into the cheesiness or more into the serious things? So like people that are more liking the serious stuff would like to watch it more because like one person that I like YouTube that I really don't like is the DC Future Action like cool guy. He said he like really loves this movie even though he kind of made fun of like the jokey childish humor of like Superman and stuff. So to me that's sort of hypocritical because I hear this movie's leaning more of the cheesiness.
I have no problem if a movie has like a couple moments. Like if there was a time, like say for example, someone is running, chasing someone like trying to catch a bad guy, and then a truck comes out of nowhere and like runs him over. I have no problem with with cheesiness like that, but if
Yeah,
it's like the entire movie, like Thor: Love and Thunder, then
yeah.
it's not really good. I want people to
I feel like Superman was a good balance, right? Because
yeah
there are definitely
definitely.
some cheesiness in Superman 2025, but like I think
Yeah,
it was
it at least
decently
had
done.
risks.
Yeah,
It at least had moments where you felt where like people died, where you had to feel sacrifice and loss or whatever.
yeah.
When
He also points out Thundercats will not come out anytime soon because the fact that Master of the Universe didn't do well. I think if they learn from Master of the Universe, they can pull it off. But yeah, it wouldn't be anytime soon. But I would say I could expect within like 10 years, Thundercats can come back. You know?
yeah, and to be fair, the it even then the cheesiness fit with the He-Man
Yeah.
from like back then.
What,
Um,
here's a question. Which one's more cheesy, Thundercats or He-Man?
I don't know about.
Your
I've
thought?
not watched Thundercats.
Oh, yeah, you haven't watched anything Thundercats lately?
No, I've no, I've not watched. I don't even know what
You,
Thundercats is.
oh, yeah. But to me, within the thing, I would say Thundercats leans more of the cheesiness. So I'm thinking if the people that really like the cheesiness aspect of He-Man, they might like Thundercats better because He-Man takes a little things a little more seriously.
I mean, even then, like Skeletor back then, like I mean, it was kind of supposed to be cheesy. Maybe not as
Yeah,
cheesy as it was in this new film, but
yeah,
even then, like Skeletor wasn't like the fearful villain. He wasn't like
yeah.
Megatron or anything like that. He was a bit of a cheesy villain even back then. So, in my opinion, he kind of fit that character well. And if anything, Skeletor was more devastating in this movie than he was in the show back then. They made him, if anything, they made him more terrifying. I guess that's just based on my personal no knowledge. If anything, I mean, I like the movie, and
Yeah.
my I saw the movie by myself after my friends saw it, and I was like, oh, well, I could see why you grew up liking this character when you were your age.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Can you hold on real quick?
Oh yeah, sure. What? I'll be back in a second.
All right. Yeah, Okay, I'm gonna keep up with your comments. I'm gonna say. So, Hunter, how are you? Oh, hi.
Hello again.
Yeah, back. Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on the whole the fact that they're gonna possibly combine Paramount Games with WB Games? Like that seems kind of interesting. But the fact that like before the Paramount said that they're gonna probably sell the WB Games like stuff, but now they're changing their mind and saying like they're just kind of combine them. But before, they didn't have a Paramount game, so that it seems like they made a new company, right? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like it seems pretty cool. But like, yeah, I saw some of the game trailers. It was like Star Trek Frontier, like that's like a third person Star Trek game, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, back to what we were talking about. I think we're talking about like Master of the Universe thing, but we can kind of change up what we're saying before. We can, I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I mean, are you able to bring up? I mean, bring up videos on StreamYard. So
Yeah, yeah.
so
Mhm.
did you watch the one video that I posted on my YouTube page? The one with like um Asma on Gold. So the
Ashton Gold?
video.
Yeah.
So the video is the what do you think about that? He said that that kids with Down syndrome are basically a burden to society. I mean, I don't remember the exact quote, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
I,
what he
I
said.
get I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But
Overall, that's like really really bad to say and everything. I just think that he just doesn't really know people with autism that much personally. So I wouldn't say it's like really bad that he said that. It's just I think the the naive thing to say, like the thing to say that's like he doesn't know much about the subject, you know?
well, but even then, you would have a sense of like right and wrong. Like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
I,
I get that. I get that. Yeah, but I'm just playing devil's advocate, you know?
a question I have for you.
Yeah.
Do you think good and bad, or good and evil? Do you think that it's all relative, or do you think there is like there's always been a line to good and evil?
No, there's definitely like gray areas, definitely for me at least.
So do you agree that just because something is normalized, that doesn't make it okay?
Yeah, but like at the same time, it doesn't mean that's like really bad. Like that's my issue. Like whenever someone like points out that kind of thing, that there's always like gray areas of every topic, you know?
I'm not saying that we can't
Yeah,
I'm not saying that we can't like think about it, but
yeah, yeah,
not again, we're all like human beings. We all come to like different conclusions, and
yeah.
it's impossible for us to always come to the same conclusions,
Yeah.
obviously. But like um people, it's like I don't like the idea of like whatever society determines to be good and bad is what is good and bad.
But one
And
thing I would say is definitely bad would probably be the scalpers. Like there's not any reason a person would be doing that for good, you know?
yeah, definitely. And
Like
so
scalpers are like 100% bad, I would say.
yeah, I use, and don't get me wrong, like there's a certain line to where okay, someone's just naive, but then
Yeah,
it comes to a point where someone's actually just truly evil or just an
yeah,
asshole. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
I don't know what Asmongold's like true intentions are. I don't know if
Mhm.
he's, I don't know if he's actually like ableist, or if he's just a naive a-hole.
Yeah.
But like it sometimes it's just like, who are you? Like, some people just have massive egos, or they don't, or they think they know everything, but and then they just don't care about actually truly understanding the topic. I'm not saying don't give your opinion on it. Like, if you're not good at, like, say, testing food, that it doesn't mean you can't judge something based on how it tastes. But people can't why should people look up to you as the main source of information when you're not really a master at understanding most of the stuff you talk about, yet you still talk about it? And
Yeah.
so don't be mad if there are people that will criticize you if you end up getting facts wrong, or if you're not, or if you're spreading half truths. And obviously, not everyone who spreads false information is a liar. There's some people that just did not know, people who are given information to believe and they
Yeah.
just believed it.
Yeah.
You're going to get people like that, but there's just some people that just take advantage of that and manipulate people. And I mean,
Like
the
the
world.
main reason why I say I give a benefit of doubt in that situation, because Asmongold hasn't like said anything like crazy throughout like his like YouTube thing. So like that's why I was like I'll give him benefit of doubt. Some things I do disagree with, but like majority I would say is not like crazy. Like the one person I would say I would believe completely that he believes all this would probably be Ranting for Vengeance. You know,
Yeah, but
if he said something like that, then I would completely believe that he's in the like wrong on that. But like something
just
like Adrian Gold, I would say like he just doesn't know enough people with autism to like know what's going on. You know?
but even if you didn't know,
Yeah,
saying that a certain group of people, um, and saying that they are a burden to society, that is just wrong. It doesn't matter if
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
that's crazy.
But I'll just like saying it's not completely black and white. That's what I was saying. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
he doesn't like obviously Osmongold isn't like that every
Yeah,
time,
he
but
doesn't want to like attack them. That's my main point. You know what I mean?
we don't. But here's like, we don't really know what goes on in their heads.
Yeah, yeah,
Personally,
yeah,
even then, I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just believe that he's
yeah,
just doing this for content. He doesn't actually
yeah,
hate him. But
yeah,
who's to say that if he had the Infinity Gauntlet, that he wouldn't just snap all
yeah,
like people out of existence for like
yeah.
having downturn? But I'm not one to jump to conclusions or anything.
So
I don't believe that.
you can also say in like the normal society thing where it's like saying everyone's good and stuff. You can also say that similar thing to like people with like schizophrenia and like something
Yeah,
um like psychopath and sociopath and stuff. You like some people like you can somewhat agree with people that says like those people are like not good, you know, even though it is like a mental health issue thing. The sociopath and psychopaths are more like it's like a big risk. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I definitely understand. Definitely, I say if there's something like that's in your control,
Yeah,
like it, like say, then you should be criticized like for that.
yeah,
But if there was something that was not in your control, say like example, having Down syndrome or something,
yeah,
you shouldn't. Well, I mean, you shouldn't be hated for it at the very least, or you shouldn't be called like a burden in society because of like how you were born
yeah.
and stuff like that. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like, we're all like human beings. We're all children of God, and basically, um,
Because I know like this and also like split personality disorder and stuff like that. Some people would say that would be somewhat of a burden, but like it wouldn't be like bad for like the those people that have those. But I would understand some people that would say that's a burden because split personality disorders, like one time they'll be nice and one time they'll be really mean because it's a different personality, you know.
Hmm.
So I would say it's a burden, but like they're not bad. But I would agree that people
That
that have split personality disorder
yeah,
is, you know what I mean?
yeah. People have it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
or like yeah, or anything to that degree. Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
definitely.
say they're bad people, but like other personalities of them might be bad, you know?
Yeah, but I was not gonna go. Didn't say like specifically Down syndrome itself was
Yeah,
a burden. He said
yeah,
that he said specifically
yeah.
people.
I get that. I get that. But I was just
About.
saying like points that like other people would agree that it is a burden for other aspects of mental health, you know?
I get it. I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh shoot! Sorry, I got a bee following me.
Mm.
Ah, okay. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was just my two
Yeah.
cents
Yeah.
on
But
that.
you sort of get my point, right? Though.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get your point 100%. It's
Yeah.
just we shouldn't. The truth is, can't believe
Yeah.
no one really understands this stuff about it. I mean, they should
Yeah.
be teaching like stuff like these in schools
Yeah,
and
it should be open to like teaching, definitely. I would say that, but that's why I think it's more like he is mean. It is mean and bad and stuff. But it's just like combination of naive and like some experiences that are probably negative that he faced. Like there was probably an instance where a person that had autism was being very like rude to him and stuff like that because of their, you know what I mean?
yeah, there are definitely moments like that. Same thing with like people are gonna have biases. Like say you have like someone who's like black that's like from the hood
Yeah,
and then they start being jerks. There are going to be
yeah.
people who will have those moments, and that will affect how other people think about them. That's just how the reality is. But
Because I know for sure, like some aspects of autism, some of them, some of the people that have autism would act a little bit rude because that's kind of how sometimes their brain works whenever like they don't know like social aspects, you know?
yeah, definitely,
So, like,
I
yeah,
myself had social skill problems,
yeah,
but even then,
yeah.
the bad thing,
But
like it was because yes or what.
yeah, that's what I was referring to. I was referring to like he probably just had like bad experiences, you know.
Yeah, but even then, autism isn't really what causes that. We're all
Yeah,
human beings. We all like if I did something wrong,
yeah,
especially um it's most likely because with like bad intent. I don't like
yeah,
people push the idea that it's like autism. It's like no,
yeah,
if I did something bad, it's because I made the decision to do it.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
that's just how it works. But definitely, I
I,
agree. I can understand why he would have that bias, but that doesn't
yeah,
give him the right to say stuff like that. To say that an
yeah.
entire group
I,
of people are a burden.
yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Like I do say that it is wrong and like really bad and everything. I was just saying that like there is some little gray area in that like thing, you know.
But
Like
yeah,
I do agree with you mainly, but yeah, because it does depend on like your experiences of like how severe the person that they interacted with, like how severe their autism is. Because if they're really, really like deep into the autism thing, that the other people would probably not understand what's going on, you know?
and yeah, I understand that because autism or disabilities in general, people didn't really understand that to be a
Yeah,
thing until like a lot of middle-aged people never even like autism wasn't really a thing until like what
yeah,
like to the 1990s or 2000s whenever
yeah.
whenever
They like testing.
they discovered it. Yeah, so it's definitely understandable why they would be ignorant to that stuff because they
Yeah.
weren't raised to be
That's what I'm saying.
involved.
Like teaching is definitely like a big thing. They should definitely teach about that stuff for sure.
Yeah,
So
but
like
yeah,
that's what I would say. But like one thing for sure that I really disagree with is whenever the Butch Hartman did the whole streaming site about like Christian thing. the whole Christian streaming site where like he pretty much lied about like it just being like a family friendly site for like watching movies and shows, and then later on he confirmed that was for Christians. So it was a little bit misleading in that, you know, like, it seemed
Yeah,
like he
yeah,
was sort of tricking people.
yeah, you're gonna have people online that sometimes they're just ignorant. Not
Yeah,
everyone is like a perfect like teacher, but there's some people. I'll save it for like next stream, I guess. But there's some Christian YouTubers
yeah,
that aren't really Christian at all. There's this one
yeah,
guy. I won't name him yet because I feel like we should like say that for another time.
yeah,
But I'll give you the gist of what he does. He
yeah,
he uses the Bible as a weapon.
yeah,
He doesn't use it to like preach. And even though he does use it to preach, he uses it as like a weapon to like make people like feel unwelcome. Like for example, and even if you just ask a question or if you have a slight disagree with him, he will call you a whore. He
yeah,
will call you like a son of Satan. Even if you just slightly like disagree with him, it's like
yeah,
you're a son of Satan. You're your mother's a whore or something like that. It's he's one of the worst people to ever like he shouldn't have a platform. And
yeah,
this isn't like these aren't isolated moments. Every
yeah.
stream he's like this, and he did so many things.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah,
trying to shut down like the Rorschach guy that's been bullying me a lot, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah. But like they're
where,
like
he was using like AI art and like using my face but AI art to make me look like ugly and stuff. So like that was pretty bad.
at the very least, like some of these people just need to be taken down. Even Jack
Yeah,
Doherty,
yeah.
who's like you know who Jack Doherty is, right?
I heard in the name and I know like some things but not
So,
that much.
so his channel is still up, sadly, even though he's like harassed and or like made like just ruin people's lives. He would like you want to pull up a video of Jack Doherty being a jerk. I watch. I don't know where you can find those videos, but I usually find those videos from Charlie Penguin Zero.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
he,
I know that one, yeah. Sure.
yeah,
But
it's like how are these people still on YouTube? They're like they've they've violated YouTube's policies like multiple times, and they're not being taken off of YouTube. It's insane.
yeah,
And I,
that's why I'm kind of annoyed whenever I'm reporting like a whole bunch and then like YouTube does nothing.
yeah, even as a sniper wolf literally doxed someone, and
Yeah,
she got like a small punishment or
yeah.
something, but yeah, there's just a bunch of bias. You want to know why I got a strike? I
What?
I got a strike because I had a pic. So I used CapCut. I just got
Yeah,
like a picture of Kathleen Kennedy on Google,
yeah,
and then I edited that into a Darth Vader green screen where he used the force to throw something, and then there was an explosion behind, basically
yeah,
saying "screw Kathleen Kennedy,"
yeah,
and I got a strike for it. That for quote unquote bullying and
yeah,
harassment, even though there are people that have done way worse than that.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong, I can understand why that would be bullying and harassment. Like obviously,
yeah,
don't make a video of like you know
yeah,
hitting someone with it, but people have done way worse than that,
yeah.
and only I have gotten a strike for something like that.
Yeah,
It's insane.
like that Rorschach guy. Like, sorry, I'm pointing him out a lot, but like, yeah, that guy is a true definition of what you're talking about. It's like nothing's happening to him, even though like he's in the complete wrong. But yeah, I don't know. I've been reported once. Yeah, the critic Chris also has been reported. Like he does a few videos too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
Um, uh, yeah, I don't know. Like, you've been doing pretty good at thinking of what to talk about. So, do you have anything else?
I well, again, there's more I talk about that one person, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
better
for sure. Yeah,
it's better saved for next time, especially since I don't. Oh well, here's what I'll just So are you able to like show the video, like the videos, like on
yeah, yeah.
StreamYard or YouTube?
I'm able to. I just don't want to like show ones that would clearly like get me a strike. So like any ones like that would be okay. Probably yours maybe because you're like confirmed in here. So like probably yours. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you don't want, yeah. If I were you, I'd say don't like put it on YouTube or
Yeah,
or on your live stream. Yeah, I would say
yeah,
watch it yourself. I'll give
yeah,
you on Discord. I'll give you links to the original videos where they come
yeah,
from, and then I'll
yeah,
show you basically how bad of a guy he actually is.
yeah,
And if and then you can decide whether or not to make a video about it
yeah,
or
mhm,
not.
yeah. Yeah, most cases, whenever it's like that, I'll usually just do a post about it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even then,
Yeah,
especially if you're not like that big into religion, it's best that you
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
But because we are friends,
yeah.
it's just something I'd like to talk about because I used to be a fan of this guy. Wasn't
No,
until
yeah,
I realized it was until I realized, oh crap, this guy's a bit of a bully.
yeah. He
Oh, kind
says,
of.
I made one video on Aaron Fisher, never showed his face, and two, three videos that showed him. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it is kind of hypocritical whenever a person that, oh, you never showed his face, but like the other person showed his face. It's a little too, yeah.
I thought that the drama between you and has the drama between you and Aaron Fisher ended? Like, are we?
It ended through within the idea of the dog thing, but like I still would say I disagree with stuff, and then when he posts stuff, I'll say like, oh, I disagree, but that's pretty much all I'm gonna do with that, you know?
Yeah, because I don't want to be like I don't want to be like involved in that
Yeah,
drama.
yeah,
I'm trying
yeah,
to
for sure, it's
be,
understandable.
be,
It did pass within that drama, but like um I would just still say like I disagree with like certain like opinions, but like it's just opinions, you know.
but
So
I
it's
know
not.
it's just I don't want
Yeah,
him. It's just I don't really like care like about like soup or I mean I don't care about like like the like I mean I care about the DC universe. I just don't care
yeah,
about the drama around it.
yeah,
So I just
yeah,
don't want people involving me in the drama simply because
yeah,
I'm your friend. Like if you want to
yeah,
be in the drama, that's like
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not like. That's why I'm never like talking about it. Like I only talk about it whenever they're interested in talking about it. That's pretty much all it is. But right now I'm not in drama with them like anymore. I'm just like I just comment saying like I disagree and like that's pretty much like the gist of it. But yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. I usually don't talk about someone or criticize someone unless they've done
yeah,
something like super bad or
yeah,
whatever. So I could, it's not. It to me, it's a whole nothing burger
yeah.
at that rate. So
That,
I'm not
but
on
that
anyone's
that
side.
that was the reason I was doing it. I did like disagree at first, but he did show me that it was real and all that stuff. So I believe it now, but before I just didn't believe it because he wasn't really showing much. But yeah,
Yeah, but I do my own thing.
yeah,
We're just like
yeah, for sure.
friends and stuff. So that's pretty much all I have. I'll
Mhm.
send you the links to the videos, and then you
Yeah,
can. It's a combination of the of things that he says, or rather, it's a short. Pretty much, it's a short version. But anyway, that's about it.
yeah.
These
It's better to like just direct message it because like the whole
yeah
Discord thing it'll just be too much. But like
yeah
direct
absolutely
message through the Discord, yeah.
okay. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Anything else you want to talk about?
Um, no, not no, not really. But like, overall, I just think that we just need more education of those certain topics, you know, like for
Absolutely,
people.
absolutely. Yeah, we can't just be like, I won't say something on YouTube like
Yeah,
blindly. I will only talk about something if I'm 99% sure
yeah,
of it or whatever.
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, that's pretty much about it.
Mhm.
If you got nothing else, I guess I'll head out.
Yeah, we can end it. I just don't want the stream to be too long either. So yeah, we can end it right now. Yeah.
All good, man. You have a wonderful day. You want to stream tomorrow at the same time?
Um. Yeah. Maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. But like, once I stream, you'll see the thing, and plus, I'll have it on the Discord too. So you know.
Yeah, we can stream it. Yeah, definitely anytime,
Yeah.
whenever you want.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because every time I stream, I do like share it on the Discord thing, so it'll at least show you that I would be there. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you
But,
have a wonderful day, man.
mhm. I've gone. Bye. So yeah, to see last reading is or fun too. Uh, maybe, but most likely I won't because I'm not a huge fan of He-Man. But overall, so far I've been sort of busy at work, and I've been trying to find a good way to start streaming, like schedule wise and planning things out, trying to get people to actually join in. So overall, I'm just wanting it to be good. So I think I could probably watch this, and I should be fine with that. I'm gonna do this. You want me to join the Discord sometimes? My voice. So yeah, you can join the Discord through like the thing, and plus within the thing you can yeah. Yeah, it isn't so great. Yeah, it's understandable. But yeah.
What's the hubbub? Supergirl is likely going to be a fresh-rated Rotten Tomatoes movie.
Yeah.
I've said it, and if I'm wrong, you can come back to this video and let me hear it. It's my prediction, though. New screening reports are coming out via John Campea, and the positivity has grown exponentially.
So John Campea says,
altogether, I got the reactions from 3 people who've seen these screenings in the last 48 hours.
Mhm.
2 of them thought it was fantastic. One of them, you have to take with a grain of salt, you know, a little bit of an asterisk there because they are somebody in the studio system, but still they loved it. One person from a major outlet really enjoyed it, saying it was far better than it had any business being. And then a third person saying, it's pretty good. It's okay. It's okay. They certainly did dislike it. They enjoyed it, but it has some. So out of the 3, Rob, overall, it seems to be skewing pretty positive.
Out of 3 sourced screening reports, according to John Campea, we have 2 stellar ones, and one that is considering as just pretty good. When you consider word of mouth may lean that it is better than it should be, I'll take that positivity. If we have a range of pretty good to pretty great, then it's a solid chance it helps the DCU Foundation to continuing rehabilitating the DC brand after it ended badly under the Zack Snyder established DCEU. Watch today's full video, by the way, as we are covering a lot. We will later examine if Masters of the Universe is a flop already, and the implications on Supergirl's box office performance. Up front, I'll say they should have marketed a release into Father's Day, building into the childhood nostalgia of millennial fathers. It could have front-loaded ticket sales better this way. The belief in Supergirl is that we have a good quality movie to build further off of.
Building the
Yeah.
DC universe, not the DC planet.
We love the idea that in 2025, it was the summer of Superman,
Summer of
and the
Superman.
movie delivered commercially, critically, audience, fans, everybody embraced it. And the fact that a year later, they get Supergirl, and then the year after that in 2027 to have Man of Tomorrow.
Yes, the director talking about Supergirl figures being Clarence, because they aren't buying action figures. Yeah. And plus, I saw it in GameStop, and it was full price. So
It's just great that we've kind of built this cadence of films around the super family that we're incredibly excited about, that all feel very different, but are special and unique in their own ways.
Yeah, they really are all different. I mean, even Superman and Man of Tomorrow. So we get to see different.
He said, "Oh, I guess it would say like he would be saying like Superman and Man of Tomorrow, or something like that." But I think he did stumble on his words on that.
Facets of storytelling with each of these things, different facets of the DC universe, the DCU. And it's been an honor for us to be a part of it and to help to keep these characters that we've loved since our own childhoods alive in the different media they're able to be in today.
James Gunn and Peter Safran feel that the Superman saga will pay off as it builds toward Man of Tomorrow. I also believe it matters that we have a great ambassador and star in David Corenswet, who is now, in my opinion, the best overall movie Superman since Christopher Reeve. This is no shade toward Henry Cavill, but after Man of Steel, he was often written more like a Batman-type character with Superman's powers. He wasn't really the blindly idealistic Boy Scout that many fans want to see. Courtesy of Starlight, a fellow DCU supporter, I think she summarizes what makes his casting so perfect and why he creates such a strong foundation for the DCU.
David Corenswet as Superman is arguably the best superhero casting of all time. You could give him the dumbest line ever and he'd nail it due to his charm and embodiment of Superman. He really does radiate that inherent goodness that he believes in everyone to achieve. I really don't think the DCU would have started off as strong as it did if it wasn't for David being cast as Superman. I mean, he even fought for Trunks on the Superman suit because it was important to him that kids would see Superman and not be afraid of him, and the Trunks made him less intimidating. There's a lot of really amazing castings in DC right now, like Robert Pattinson as Batman in Epic Crime Saga, Jason Momoa Lobo, Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, and even Millie Alcock as Supergirl. But when I think of the definitive superhero casting, I think this one takes the cake for me.
I once saw a quote from Natalie Portman that essentially said David was fearless when trying things as an actor without worrying about how he looked. They were filming a movie where he had a standout scene going toe-to-toe with a veteran actress like her.
Took my daughter away from me.
Alan?
Don't say my name. Do not ever say my name again. Don't say the name of any remaining member of my family. You should have some common decency. And you should leave.
I'm sorry.
You should leave!
I'm sorry. I'm not going anywhere. And I hope that you see that I am treating her as if it was my child. And I will not rest until I find out the truth.
Oh, we already know the truth, Maddie. Everybody here knows the truth. You're trying to recover your lost dreams. And you want to use the body of...
At the start, Superman in 2025 to Man of Tomorrow, which arrives next year in 2027. At the start of the quote, she says, "It's incredible to see them together and to see how it's changed David. I love how he is developing the character before our eyes, showing how he has been affected by events since the first film." End quote. So folks, we are going to witness his transformation throughout these films. This time around, David decided that instead of focusing primarily on bulking up to look farm boy strong, he wanted to be more toned and defined physically. He's growing the character across an arc to eventually reach Superman in his prime. On the Lex side, we can confirm that James Gunn's primary inspiration was Superman, Batman, Public Enemies.
If you want someone killed right, you have to kill him yourself.
Particularly the design of the Lex warsuit. We're seeing multiple DC inspirations take shape throughout the DCU. Please subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss when new videos go up. Here on the Hubbub, I cover the DCU versus DCEU debate, and part of that involves addressing the cycle of misinformation that comes from some Snyder Bro channels. Their goal is often to gain subscribers through outrage,
Definitely a good
monetize views, and keep the Restore the Snyderverse campaign alive. Ironically, I qualified for monetization months ago and still haven't turned it on. The claim from YouTuber Harsh Critics is that I'm being paid to run interference for DCU marketing.
Oh yeah, he's
Listen,
not.
hubbub homies, I have a small channel that isn't even monetized yet. You really can't call what I'm doing a grift with a straight face. Yes, I bring up Snyder because bad arguments deserve fact-checking, and debate between fandoms can be fun and interesting. This is a niche category, and I know that. I'm not defensive about it. I just want people to understand the motivation. Many of the Restore Snyderverse channels are either being dishonest about their intent or coping harder than a Superman villain trapped in the Phantom Zone. Take Mr. Phenom, for example. Funny enough, he reminds me of a couple of real-life friends. On non-DC topics, we'd probably get along. However, he has more than doubled his subscriber count over the last 6 months to a year, while denying that his content is heavily centered around insulting Gunn's DCU and praising the Snyderverse. So let's talk about some positive DCU news and let the haters continue holding candlelight vigils for a cinematic universe that has been declared legally deceased for years. It appears each movie will connect while still maintaining its own tone. That's important because one of the major issues with
And that's kind of true for me too. I'm not getting paid for this. My subscriber count's way lower than it would be for that, and my viewer count is like way low. So I'm just doing this for fun overall, and yeah.
the Snyderverse was that when Zack Snyder was most involved, many projects felt tonally similar. A dark, mythic style works great for Batman, but forcing every character into that mold doesn't always work. That's why what Gunn is establishing matters. The less Snyder was directly involved beyond helping cast certain roles, the more variety we saw. Aquaman, directed by James Wan, crossed $1 billion worldwide. Wonder Woman, directed by Patty Jenkins, was also a major success. Both films largely existed outside the core Snyder style. They embraced brighter visuals, more humor, and broader audience appeal. Some reports suggest that Man of Tomorrow is being positioned closer to the center than Superman in order to appeal to a wider audience. Apparently, the writing process was smoother, and there's a growing belief that Man of Tomorrow could elevate the DCU to another level. I'll make a realistic but optimistic prediction. If that proves true, I could see the film landing somewhere in the high 600 million range and possibly even reaching 700 million worldwide. Remember, this franchise is still rebuilding from the damage left behind by the failed DCEU Zack Snyder established era. It has always been my belief that regardless of what happens with Warner Bros. Ownership in the future, Man of Tomorrow is the movie that truly needs to prove itself. Supergirl carries much less pressure. It has a lower budget, lower expectations, and mainly needs to serve as a bridge that generates goodwill and momentum heading into Man of Tomorrow.
It is funny that the Snyder people are saying, "Oh, it has to make, it has to do really well to do this."
Tomorrow. This isn't goalpost moving. Check my older videos. I've been consistent on this point. Going by the pre-pandemic method of determining success, you'll see sites like Cosmic Book News say that Masters of the Universe is a flop, for example.
Actually opened lower at 29.3 million on a budget of 170 million with a break even of 425 million. Means Masters of the Universe is an official bomb at the box office. But that's not all. The international numbers are also in, and they're even worse. Opening in 86 territories.
It is weird that he said like, even worse, even worse. It is weird that like that kind of thing is kind of weird. I'm a little confused about that, but overall,
Masters of the Universe only brought in 25 million from the foreign audience for a total combined worldwide opening of only $54 million. Exactly as I told you, Matt McGloin, 100% right again. Masters of the Universe is a complete disaster.
However, Studios no longer use that metric solely internally to make a determination. Otherwise, movies would just not be made at all anymore if the risk was based only on seats being filled. Streaming is a major revenue source now, and movies like these are all about merchandise. Before even hitting theaters, the licensing deals, such as with fast food and various restaurants, candy, toys, and even some newer social media-based revenue on these hero character-based films, are pulling 50 to 100 million. When you consider we have reached a point in history where these movies simultaneously play digitally at home while it's still in the theater, you have to really figure out the different revenue streams to see if the overall scope is actually a flop. There's a rush to treat movies of today as if general movie-going audiences didn't drop in attendance around 40+% current day compared to pre-pandemic boom era. This brings us around to the James Gunn DCU versus Snyder DCEU debate. So yes, Superman was a success in the current day market. It was the #1 superhero movie of 2025, beating all 3 Marvel movies. As for Supergirl, it was greenlit with the idea of doing about half of what Superman does. It was never internally more than a bridge for the Superman saga to build the verse further out on. I know it shits on the Snyderverse narrative, but you can't logically believe they'd put that much risk, especially into a female-led movie, unless the return expectations were relatively low. Just some common sense. I wouldn't be surprised if a Brainiac-led Man of Tomorrow hitting 700 million was enough to secure another decade of DCU storytelling under James Gunn, assuming he even wants that long of a tenure. It's also possible that Gunn is building the universe with the intention of eventually handing it off to someone else. I could absolutely see the long-term goal being a billion-dollar Justice League film once the DCU is fully established. Apparently, some Snyder loyalists have decided that anyone who doesn't support restoring the old universe is now a gunner. Honestly, that feels like projection from a segment of fandom that follows one creator more than the characters themselves. Many DC fans gave Snyder a fair shot. Some even enjoyed parts of his work. They simply recognize that the next person up is James Gunn. The characters are bigger than any one filmmaker. I'll support whoever is running DC movies if the stories are good. Hoping for success isn't glazing, it's being a fan. Many of us are also realistic about the current state of the superhero genre. Channels like mine have consistently said since the announcement of Supergirl that we expect a moderate success somewhere above 300 million and potentially into the 400 million range worldwide. John Campea and Boba Talks have expressed similar expectations, yet somehow certain Snyder fans have convinced themselves that DCU supporters expected Supergirl to perform like Spider-Man No Way Home. That's pure fantasy. The idea comes from a meme that was actually poking fun at the fact that Supergirl isn't an A-list box office character. Now, some people are trying to use that joke as evidence that DCU fans had unrealistic expectations. It's simply another example of people desperately searching for a scoreboard after the game ended years ago. The same thing happened with Superman. Most DCU fans were saying that, given the state of the genre and the need for brand rehabilitation, a 500 to 600 million performance would be respectable. The Snyder crowd, meanwhile, was insisting it needed to make $1 billion immediately. Even during the peak superhero boom, Man of Steel only landed in the 600 million range worldwide. One of the reasons a direct Brainiac sequel never happened was because the studio wanted more. Instead, they rushed toward Batman v Superman in an attempt to catch Marvel. The Snyderverse was fundamentally an effort to speedrun an MCU-style universe. It didn't work. Now we're rebuilding in a much tougher environment after years of audience trust being damaged and superhero fatigue becoming a real factor. The path forward won't be easy, but if Gunn continues building carefully and movies like Man of Tomorrow break out, we could see the beginning of another boom period for superhero films. That's why, here in the Hubbub community, we support major franchise successes like Spider-Man and the Avengers. We don't view them as competition. We view them as healthy for the genre. If Spider-Man and Avengers movies stop hitting huge numbers, that would signal a much larger problem for superhero films overall, and that would hurt DC too. Personally, I think Marvel's major tentpole films will help bring the brand back. What remains unclear is whether Marvel can return to the days when any obscure property could become a smash hit. Let's also give James Gunn some credit. The Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy wasn't just successful, it proved that Marvel could turn obscure characters into household names. Today, the Guardians seem famous, but before the first movie, they were incredibly niche. That success didn't happen by accident, so credit where it's due. Hopefully Gunn can continue growing the DCU, and hopefully the superhero genre itself continues recovering. Nobody wants to see it go the way of westerns once the dominant force in Hollywood, now a niche genre. And with that, it's today's hubbub.
Yeah, so that's my point. Also, he doesn't really know much about Lobo. He'd be surprised. Well, it was a nice stream. I might come back pretty soon. I just don't want the stream to be too long. So I'm gonna do this, come back a little later maybe, and have a good one. Bye.